Welcome to Unit 2, Inequalities. In our first lesson, we are identifying solutions of inequalities and graphing and writing inequalities. A solution of an inequality is a number in which, when substituted for the variable, makes the inequality true. In our first example, we are identifying solutions of our inequalities by evaluating the inequality with some values. In this case, we are going to use x as -2. We replace in the equation, or the inequality, we replace x with the value of -2. Notice how I use parentheses, and I copy the rest of the inequality. Now if I compute 3 plus 2 times -2 is -4 is less than 8. So I have 3 plus -4, that is -1, is less than 8. Is that true? That is true. So 2 is considered a solution to this inequality. Now if we plug in 3 plus 2 times 3 is less than 8. Again, if we compute 3 plus 2 times 3, which is 6, is less than 8, we end up getting 9 is less than 8, and that is not true. So therefore, this is not a solution to this inequality. Here we are now graphing inequalities, and in our first example we have d is less than 3. So anytime you're graphing inequalities, you look at the inequality sign. If it's less than, you're going to place an open circle on that value. And then where is d less than 3? So you can pick a point to check. If you pick 0, is 0 less than 3? It is. So that tells us that we are going to the left with our inequality graph. So any value to the left of that 3 is going to be a solution. In our next example, we have -3 is greater than or equal to g. So again, we are going to place a circle on our -3. But in this case, remember with the equal sign, anything that equals -3 is also going to be a solution. So we fill in that circle, indicating that that is also a solution. When it's open, we're not including, but when it's filled in, we are. Now we have to ask ourselves, g is less than the -3, right? So we want numbers that -3 is going to be bigger than. And with your negative signs, you have to watch and think about that. So we are going to the left here. If you think about it, -10, if you replaced -3 is greater than or equal to -10, that is a true statement. And remember, -10 is over here on our number line. So that's kind of one way to check and ask yourself, does it make sense? -3 is greater than or equal to -10. That is true. So we are going to the left there as well. When we're writing an inequality from a graph, you want to make sure that you look at the graph and again, check for the open or closed circles. In this case, we have an open circle, and notice here how I've started you off with x is less than. We're not going to use the less than or equal to, but just the less than. And our value of x is going to be less than 2, so we replace a 2 there. X is less than 2. Numbers to the left of 2 are graphed, all right, or numbers that are less than 2 are graphed in this inequality. In example B, we are looking at numbers that are less than or equal to -3, and we replace that with a -3 there. And again, notice how this is filled in. So remember, when we're looking to the less than, we're going usually to the left, and numbers that are greater are on the right.